Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is N14, and I got some really good news for you today. About a week or two ago, the results for the Japanese language proficiency test came out, and I was able to pass the N2 level test first try. Basically, I wanted to make this video for those people who are thinking about taking the N2, or for those who are having a little bit of trouble trying to pass the test. The very first thing that I wanted to talk about today is being able to identify your strength. As you already may know, the Japanese language proficiency test consists of three different areas, I guess you could say. Number 1, vocabulary and grammar. Number 2, reading. And number 3, listening. So prior to taking this test, about 2 years ago, I took the N3 and I scored really high in the listening. Vocabulary and grammar and reading, I didn't do so hot. I'm pretty average in those areas. But for some strange reason, listening was my strongest attribute. I was able to score a 57 out of 60. So by taking that information, I was able to head into the N2 with the mindset of, okay, N14, I'm going to rack up as many points as possible in the listening section. I'm not going to do so hot in vocabulary, not going to do so hot in grammar, and I'm not going to do hot in reading. I'm going to score a ton of points in listening. So going into the N2, knowing that I was going to be focusing a lot of my energy into listening, I went to my local Yamada Denki and I bought a CD player. No joke. I think it was maybe $30 to $40 for the CD player, and I just went over there, I got one, and it helped me out a lot. I got the Nihongo So Matome N2 level listening textbook, and I got the CD. I popped it in my CD player, and I just went to my local park and I walked around for an hour. I listened to part 1 of the CD on one day, I listened to part 2 of the CD another day, and I did this on a consistent basis, maybe on the weekends. So Saturday, CD 1 for an hour, Sunday, CD 2 for an hour, and I really developed my listening ability. One of the advantages of the listening textbook that I got was that there was a script that came with it. So all of the dialogue on the CDs were typed out, ready to go. So as I was listening, I was able to read along with the CD. After I kind of got the CDs drilled into my head. On a separate occasion, I'd sit down, I'd look at the script, and I'd pretty much listen along, and I'd look for the vocabulary words that I didn't know, I guess grammatical rules that I didn't really understand, and that's how I would kind of acknowledge my weaknesses. So by developing the strategy to focus primarily on listening first, I was able to take a really good first step in my quest to pass the N2. Yeah, of course, when the test came around, I did focus energy into, vocabulary and reading. But I guess the very first step to me was important, and listening kind of helped me build that foundation and that confidence to properly take on the test. So for a quick recap on my advice for tackling the N2, number 1, know what your strength is. My strength in this particular situation was listening, so I really focused on listening. Number 2, I went out and I got a CD player. I don't care if it's a CD player. I don't care if you upload the CD files onto your computer and then upload them onto your phone or your iPod or whatever. The point I want to get across is just to make a habit out of listening. Take one of the CDs, go to your local park, walk around for an hour, and just listen. When you have free time on another day, take CD number 2, go to the park, walk around for another hour, and listen. After listening through both CDs 2 or 3 times, I want you guys to sit down, take some time to look through the script. I want you guys to acknowledge what your weaknesses are. Highlight those words that you don't know. Highlight grammatical patterns that you haven't really seen before or aren't familiar with. And I want you guys to build familiarity with those vocabulary words or those grammatical patterns, because there's a pretty big chance that you're going to come across those on the test. Anyways, I hope these tips work out for you. They certainly worked out for me. If you would like more tutorials and tips on how to pass the JLPT, please subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you guys later. Here's to hoping that you guys succeed. Peace.